Hi, my name's Shawn Shaler. That's my beautiful wife, Heather Shaler. Jesse sincerely apologizes, or at least I hope he does. No, he definitely does. He's very sorry that he couldn't make it today. And actually, we're both super swamped. It's been a crazy week. And so we still wanted to give you something. So my wife has begrudgingly agreed to sit on my podcast with me and talk about our memories of Pokemon Go. And my dog begrudgingly agreed as well. Thanks for joining us, Charlie. But no, Jesse's very sorry that he couldn't be here this week. And I also, again, a very crazy busy week building up to my event next weekend, which is very exciting. My event is like 9 days away. And it's a fundraiser prize raffle for Harvesters, the Community Food Network, which is an awesome organization that feeds lots and lots of hungry families. I'll put a link in the description, but please consider buying some raffle tickets. I've got like 13 great prizes. We've raised like $600 already, and that was kind of our initial goal, was $600, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, please look at the link in the description. Consider buying some raffle tickets from me, and that should be a lot of fun. But a lot of preparation, big week in the United States of America, and we're both swamped. But we just wanted to put anything out there, and then also to kind of test the acoustics and the audio setup in my new nerd cave, which my lovely wife, not begrudgingly, but seemingly happily let me do. And I really don't know why. It's kind of my birthday, Christmas, everything, but we like redid the whole nerd cave. I don't want to show too much yet because I'll do a tour during my event. That's my big reveal that nobody will care about, but I care about it. And I'll do it during the event. And I'm very happy, but we're just kind of testing out some acoustics. And the webcam situation obviously needs some work so that we don't have to like lean on our sides when we're both in here. Most of the time it'll just be on my face, at least, so it doesn't matter too much. I realize I've been talking for like a solid minute. Hi, honey.
Yeah,
how are you?
Take a breath. It's good to do.
Nope.
Long time, huh? No, we have no reverberation, so that's good. The acoustic foam is doing its job,
okay,
and Charlie is deciding he is not comfy. Man,
he's trying to get closer to the mic.
Hi. Okay.
Good boy.
There you go.
Now he's in the picture too.
Now you'll be able to hear him snore more clearly.
Don't get too excited. There's still a little reverb, or at least there was the other day when I recorded. But also the mic was like here-ish, and so I was like yelling at it, and so naturally there's going to be a certain amount of reverb when you're.
Yeah. And probably spitfly. It's not COVID sanitary down here. Good thing it's just us two.
Yeah, spitting everywhere. By the way, just
not good.
Just like Electabuzz going crazy down here, and just spit flying out of both corners of my mouth. But I think you're going for Victory Bell.
Yeah,
not just...
I had to add in.
Okay.
Making other random noises.
She's not like
from
screaming
Pokemon.
for help or something. That was her best Victory Bell. Good work, honey. And so the reason that I wanted to do Pokemon Go is because that's like your only real Pokemon interaction. But you did like it a lot, and so I like asked Jesse. I know it's a big deal, and we might still talk about it separately on a podcast someday to get Jesse's side. But I thought you would give me like 5 minutes of your time just so we could talk about Pokemon Go together to put something out on the interwebs for a podcast. And just because I like thinking about Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
So we've got the wikis pulled up over here. And it came out in 2016. We lived in Topeka, Kansas at the time. And we had been in Topeka for like 3 years, maybe?
No. Like a year and a half or so.
No, we moved to Topeka in 2013. So we had
13?
been... Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And so this came out in July 2016. So we had been in Topeka for about 3 years. We were like a year removed or so from moving out of Topeka, give or take. But, yeah, why don't you start? Because my throat's itchy and I need a drink of my beer.
Well, we picked it up not like right when it first came out. We kind of let it go for a couple of months, let the other folks beta test it for us. And I don't think our phones handled it at the time. We've always been kind of a generation behind in our phones, and I'm not sure that it was compatible. So we upgraded, or the weather got nice or something, so we decided to pick up Pokemon Go. And I really liked a lot of aspects about it. I'd take the dogs on a walk. Actually, we had a different dog back then. Old Pierce.
No, we had Charlie. Charlie is almost 7 years old.
Gosh, my timing is all
Do
messed up.
you know what happened in 2016? Heather, I said 2016, not 1960s.
Well, yeah.
Cut the drugs out and get with the program. No, we definitely had Charlie. Charlie was already
Charlie?
a couple years old. Yeah.
Who's Charlie?
Yeah. Charlie's almost 7.
Yeah, because
he's ancient. Look at him. He's got gray hairs and he's lived a rough life.
I'd always put his... Oh, that's terrible. I'd always put his leash. There was like a church that was a gym for Pokemon Go. Pretty
Gyms
close
were a
to
lot
our
harder
house.
to find back then, for the record. Gyms
yes.
were sparse.
Yes, we had like 2 within walking distance of our house. And so I would go to that one at the church and awkwardly sit on their steps outside, and I'd put Charlie's leash around my ankle and I would battle it out. And a lot of times people walked by and wondered what the hell I was doing there.
Because it wasn't quite as big yet.
And sometimes people walked by and they actually knew. And so we got into good conversations. I liked that part of it, that it kind of brought together people in your neighborhood. Or, you know, there were a few times that we went out to different spots. You know, we went out to the Rose Garden that one time. And it was insane. There were so many people out there, and I'm surprised nobody ran into each other and fell into they had like these little reflection ponds. And nobody fell in, even though we were all like head down focused.
I'm the uncoordinated one. It would have been me that fell in. But you jumped across something very important, and you jumped across it way too fast. So it's an opportunity for me to say that I'm a phone tight ass.
Yeah.
I'm a phone tight ass, and it's real bad. The phones that we have now, we have LG Aristo 2 Plus and 3?
It might be a 3.
Aristos?
But I don't want to speak because my dates and everything's messed up, so.
Clearly. No, I'm just teasing. Thanks so much for joining me, Sugar Pop. I do really appreciate it.
Man.
I do really appreciate it. You could be out there watching The Amazing Race, but instead you're in here talking about Pokemon, and that's way better to me than The Amazing Race.
Yeah. It's probably got a larger fan base.
Google Pokemon over Amazing. Oh my. Heather, that
was a really delayed response. I thought you were gonna just freak out automatically.
You just insulted everybody.
I thought you were gonna freak out automatically
by even comparing them in the same sentence. Heather, I'm so hurt.
Hey, you compared them first.
No, I said you were doing the better thing. It's not comparing so much as belittling. It's okay. Amazing Race is great. Yeah, it's fun. But we have real bad phones. Just Google LG Aristo, and then you'll see what kind of cheap phones we have. And then
that's what we have now.
That's what we have currently, right? So I can't imagine what we had in 2016.
Popular in 2016.
I think you had like a Samsung Galaxy Avant.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And I probably had an LG Optimus
Prime?
F2. Yes, I had Optimus Prime in my pocket. I kept Optimus Prime in my pants. And Optimus F2 or something like that. We've kind of traditionally went between like LG and Samsung on the cheap end. Always. Pretty much always. Anyway, now we can jump back forward. I just had to take a minute.
Pokemon podcast.
But it's Pokemon podcast plus insane tangents, and everybody needs to know that I hate spending money on phones, Heather. To this day, instead of getting a new phone, which this phone's like 2 years old now, and it was very cheap, so the fact it's last 2 years is great. Instead of getting a new phone, my battery runs out really fast. It really makes my wife mad because I just won't leave location or Bluetooth or anything on. I'll turn off everything. My phone is in battery save mode.
It drives me crazy.
All the time. It's in battery save mode right now.
Yes, it is. It only drives me crazy because you tell me to put in a location for somewhere we're going somewhere, and I have to turn the location on to do that, which is fine.
No, you're supposed to put it in your phone.
But then you get mad when I don't take the location off.
You're supposed to be putting it in your phone.
That's on you.
Mm-mm. I want it in your phone, not mine. Because I'm selfish. Sorry. But let's jump back to the good part, because it was really cute. It was a much different time than 2020, when everyone was outside and together and in close quarters, just bumping into each other in parks and shit, playing on our phones, like looking down at our phones. But like humans were outside and in close proximity.
And like people that not necessarily would have normally left their house on a regular evening. And I do wish that it had
That
led
sounded
to...
kind of mean.
No, not... We're in that category.
She's right. I don't like leaving the house.
Once we're home, we're kind of home for the evening. So, I think it brought out a lot of people into a rose garden that wouldn't necessarily have come to admire the beautiful roses that were there.
That's a nice way to put it. You would never catch me in a public rose garden if it weren't for Pokemon Go.
Yeah, and I loved it all. I loved that there were people there and beautiful flowers, and we got to walk around, and we were playing a game, and there was a ton of stuff in that rose garden in the Pokemon game itself.
Yeah, there was lots of stuff. I like all that stuff well enough. I mostly like the collection aspects and whatnot because I am a hoarder of things.
I liked the eggs. I know.
Cracking the eggs, like holding on to the eggs and cracking.
And having to walk to get them and finding out that, you really can't jog with it because then you can't catch anything else.
And I'm so uncoordinated I wouldn't want to jog holding my phone anyways. We should point out that we don't still play it. I think we had like a year and a half run.
Yeah, but
give or take.
We put it down quite a bit in the winter.
You picked it back up, maybe. I don't even know that I picked it back up very heavily.
I don't think you did. I picked it back up in the next spring. We're pansies, and I was not about ready to go outside when it was, below freezing to crack some eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Not my style. And you don't get credit for the treadmill or the exercise bike with Pokemon Go, unfortunately. Which, exercise bike, I'm all about that life. But no good for Pokemon Go. Mm-mm. But it was a good time, and I like Pokemon, obviously, and I like collecting and hoarding. And then it kind of gave way to a bunch of other games that we didn't try too much, but we did try the Harry Potter game.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if we should talk about that at all.
I don't want to delve too far, but I think we should at least bring it up.
Yeah, I tried. It was only accepted on your phone, so that was a real big pain that if I wanted to play it, I had to come steal your phone to play.
Something about it was it was a beta, and it was out on my phone type first, or maybe my operating system first, or something like that, and it wasn't on yours.
Well, whatever. Anyway, the game itself was very slow, and that in part was just your phone and like the network at the time. It was pretty bad.
I'm gonna say like 99 because we have T-Mobile and we had cheap phones. So
well,
I think the game
T-Mobile a couple years ago wasn't near as good as it
even
is now.
T-Mobile today. And so I just don't want to blame the game because we don't know. I'm willing to bet a substantial amount that was our combination of T-Mobile and bad phone.
Probably.
We did try. Regardless, it was also just too much.
Too much stuff.
Like there was bigger going on.
There was, too many things at random thing. Like at least with Pokemon Go, everything was tied to a historical landmark or a church. Like there was something physical that related to it, and I didn't like with Harry Potter. It seemed to be so random, like things would just pop up.
But that's another thing where again, if that changed, forgive our lack of knowledge because we didn't stick with it. It just didn't. I should
probably try because I do like that it makes me get out a little more, and especially on beautiful days. I love taking walks, so I might as well do it.
But we run with Charlie, and it's hard to do these things and run. So we run, and I say run lightly. We wog. We complain as we jog slowly just to get our dog out of the house and then to get ourselves any kind of exercise. But it'd be really hard to do that because I wouldn't want those games to replace the forcible jogging. Like, I wouldn't want to walk. The thing that makes running acceptable...
watch your words. This dog is right here.
Yeah, but he's obviously very tired.
Yeah, but I still think if you said it, I'm surprised he didn't.
When I say squirrel?
Or when you said walk. You want to go on a walk.
There it is. Okay. We had to make sure he was alive. And so I wouldn't want those because the only thing that makes running palatable to me is that we do it and we just kind of get it over with very quick. So while the occasional walk is not the worst thing for me, and I know you like it, but it's not my favorite thing.
Yeah, but it got you to go out a lot more.
We weren't running at that time, so that was better than nothing.
Yeah. It got you out and moving. I won't say the W word. It got you moving a lot more in the sense that it wasn't exercise because you're just moving so slow when you play the game, but at least it got us out and together.
I mean, I know, again, walking is better than nothing, and at the time that was. And we're not, I don't know how to say it. It's not that we're super unhealthy. It's just that we really only play slow pitch softball in the summers, but then in the winters we don't really do anything, and on off days we didn't ever used to really do much. So it is better than nothing, but I wouldn't be able to replace jogging with it now.
Charlie,
he's a little camera shy.
I think he's hot, actually.
He actually is. It gets really warm in this room with the lights. In the new room is very well insulated, but there's more lights, and there's 2 big TVs that are on, and it's not a huge room, so I think it just gets hotter.
Never mind us.
There's 2 humans in here that put off body. We're like walking heaters. So, but we did. Long story short, we did try the Harry Potter game, and I even tried another augmented reality game that I can't think of what it was. It's on the 3DS, and it was like semi-augmented, and now I can't think of what the name of it was.
I'll
have to look it up later. One. I didn't play it that much because it was a little strange. I didn't care for it, but it used the 3DS's camera function, kind of neat in an augmented reality way, and it's sort of similar to Pokemon. Probably even out before the Pokemon Go came out, I'm not positive. And I don't know, it got me to try a few things, and it was sort of an exciting aspect of technology, and I would say that it has more application at that time, or at least had more at that time, than VR, which is even today is still kind of coming into its own. VR still a little clunky, expensive, high-end and stuff, but AR, everybody's got a phone, which I know VR, you can do certain things on your phone with cheap headsets or whatever, but I don't know, something about having this on the phone, making it so accessible that you could just be living your normal life without a headset or something on.
Yeah, you don't have to
use your phone.
Look all crazy.
And still playing a game like it's sort of a perfect crossover, I guess. Mm-hmm. Well, it's still out there today, according to Wikipedia. It has... What did you say earlier?
Just
about the
in
number
18, so not now.
Oh,
not
so
currently.
Okay, yeah. So monthly active users as of May 2018, 147 million. By early 2019, it had over 1 billion global downloads and grossed more than 4 billion in revenue. Now that's impressive because remember, this is a free-to-play game. You don't have to spend a dime.
Mm-hmm.
So $4 billion in revenue for a free-to-play game. That's pretty astounding. I don't know what other free-to-plays are. I don't know,
for the record, what
Rocket League or what's other. If is Fortnite free-to-play? I think maybe now these days. I pretend to be a nerd, but I don't really keep up with modern games that well, so I actually have no idea.
And it sounds silly, but something like Candy Crush or whatever, if you're looking at phone games, just
phone
something
games
that's
might be a better comp.
Yeah, that's been around for a long time, making a lot of money for a few years.
I'd be willing to guess that Pokemon Go has probably whatever record exists for money made on a free-to-play game, at least on a free-to-play. I could be wrong, but it seems like an easy bet that it does, and deservedly so. It's a neat thing. It's got a small special place in our heart, even though I'll probably never go back to it. But would I go back to something similar in the right circumstance? Maybe, yeah.
I just love that it was a good crossover for a lot of different types of people. I mean, it drew in people that had never played a video game to, the extreme uber nerd that knows everything about Pokemon. And everyone in between, they could all find something that they liked about it, and
we're constantly, you and I especially, but a lot of people are constantly trying to gamify exercise. We've been looking at Ring Fit Adventure because I've heard that's
I'm still looking forward to trying that.
I am too, and Chris from my other podcast, Last Podcasters, he bought it and tried it, and the way that he described it gave me hope. I figured it would just be more Wii Fit stuff that'd be in the trash can in a couple months, and maybe it will, but it sounds like a step. I don't want to say it sounds different. It's still a game that tries to gamify exercise in a gimmicky way, but it sounds better in a good way.
Well, as long as they make it a game, I think that's what you look for in exercises.
No, but I'm sitting here thinking, so we go on our jogs, and in the right circumstance I would play another Pokemon Go type of game. Wouldn't have to be Pokemon related, but I don't want to carry my phone while I jog, and I don't want to do actions while I jog. It's almost like I need something in a franchise that I like, or something sort of childishly gamified, where I can maybe get credit for daily exercise on my walk, and then that translates somehow into things that I'm allowed to do in the game. Like I'm an RPG person, so if I get this many steps, then my character levels up.
So instead of connecting to your phone, so you don't have to take your phone, it would connect to your watch, and you could...
Well, and then still to your phone, but it wouldn't have to be like active augmented reality, just sort of gamifying my exercise into something else that I enjoyed, like a JRPG. I like JRPGs. That's why I like Pokemon, honestly. To where I was leveling up my characters and then getting credit on my watch. Like, let's gamify it that way in the right circumstance, and then maybe I'll come back to something similar.
Yeah, maybe. Talking about it makes me want to play it again. I get like that with games, though. I'll go through phases. I play.
You're in big phase.
So much.
Yeah, you'll play a game a ton for a couple weeks, and
then
then you'll just totally shift gears.
Quit cold turkey and move on to whatever the next thing is.
Your go-to is Splatoon, and that'll be like you'll do like a Splatfest, and then you'll play it nonstop for a couple days, and then I'll be like, you know what, I kind of want to play the Switch, and I'll take it, and then you'll just stop playing the Switch for like a month.
Fine.
You gotta share this. We only have one Switch, okay? Those things cost money.
Yeah, they do.
All right. Well, you've been here for 21 minutes, which is well past your contracted 10 minutes that I bugged you for.
Oh, I signed a contract?
Mentally. We typed a contract, kind of. It was agreed upon digitally in textual form.
So you're gonna have to cut the video down.
Oh, no, not at all. No, this is gold, Heather.
Gold, yes.
People want to see the woman behind the nerd.
People are dying to see me, I hear.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. Listen, I know that you and I together are not half as entertaining as Jesse is, but we tried our best. I think you'll be proud of us.
We did.
Jesse, you're an entertaining guy, and I'm sorry that we didn't get to record this week, but I gotta admit this was way more convenient given the week that is. So, again, I'll speak on his behalf and say that he's very sorry that we couldn't make it work this week. Scheduling was crazy. But he is going to join us next week for my event. Sorry, I got to harp on it one more time. But it's just one little thing. Just one thing. To start the event, to kick it off at 9 a.m. Central Time on November 14th, Jesse and I and a number of our past and future PokéMalarkey guests are going to do a Pokemon trivia. And from my understanding, the book that I ordered like a child's trivia book, hopefully focused on the earlier generations of Pokemon. So I don't know how we're going to make it interesting yet, but I do know that we're going to spend the first 2 hours of my 24-hour live stream fundraiser answering childish, easy, I say childish, that's kind of rude. They're just easy Pokemon questions with PokéMalarkey guests, and possibly drinking at 9 in the morning. And that should be a good time.
I mean, you're starting your birthday off with a bang.
That's right. It's exactly how I'd want to spend my birthday. Trivia and Pokemon and beer. And probably Dr. Pepper, too. It doesn't have to be beer. It could be drinking anything.
Dr. Pepper's good.
I love Dr. Pepper. I think Charlie's ready for bed, and halftime's over, and you're past your time. So I'm going to say bye.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. It's like your mom's going to listen.
No, my mom would never watch this.
I say hi, Mom. I'm glad you said that. I say hi, Mom, sometimes. To the tens. I always say hi to our tens and tens of listeners. Is who I say hi to.
Tens and tens. Made it to the second digit.
Honestly, it's maybe not even that. That's probably a stretch.
Oh, watch
like
the
a
mic.
big stretch.
Charlie's really thinking
okay,
about
yeah,
Charlie's
he's gonna knock my entire microphone over when he jumps onto this chair. So we're gonna say goodbye. Thank you so much for hopefully tolerating without too much hatred this weird short one-off version of PokéMalarkey. We really appreciate it. We will be back, not with a normal episode next week, but with something bigger and better that's going to last like 2 hours and involve lots of other guests and booze and be lots of fun. So, yeah, thanks for watching PokéMalarkey, and we'll talk to you soon.